hi. Welcome to episode 10 of the Cat Lady podcast. I am Andrea, the Cat Lady, and I'd like to welcome you to any new listeners. Don't mind me, it's currently June 1st, and it is cold today. So, yes, I'm being a little overdramatic with my huge scarf. And I'm getting kind of warm. But oh my gosh, it's like 60 out, which for summer is just not, it just feels cold. I mean, it's supposed to be summer, and it's 60 out. It was like 80 on Saturday, rainy, but 80. And then yesterday it went down to like 50. It was like a high of 50. So today's like a high of maybe it might reach 70, but we got up this morning. I didn't really look at the weather. I put the kids in their short sleeve shirts and we walked outside. It was cold. So yeah. Anyways, so welcome to episode 10 of the Cat Lady podcast. Like I said, my name is Andrea. Welcome to any new viewers, and welcome back all the returning viewers. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me as the Cat Lady, 2 T's, on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, facebook.com/the Cat Lady Ravelry group. You can do a search for the Cat Lady podcast, and Instagram, and all the other ones that I kind of play around with, Pinterest, Twitter sometimes. But yeah, so also if you like what you see, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm currently at 50 subscribers. It's kind of my little mini celebration. 50 is not very many, but I was pretty excited to hit the 50 mark. So halfway to 100, so let's see if we can get a few more subscribers. So please feel free to share. So how was your weekend? It was, we had a busy weekend here. Like I said, the weather was all over the place, but otherwise it was just real busy. So I've been helping my friend shoot weddings, and I've only done 3 or 4, so I actually have a degree in photography, but it was so long ago we used film cameras, so the whole digital cameras are the thing now. So as far as using my degree, it's like a whole different world now. But anyways, and shooting weddings is like crazy. You have to think fast. You have so many different lighting conditions, and you're changing the camera on the fly, and I'm trying to catch up, and it's just really challenging. So I'm glad I've been able to kind of tag along and learn some things. And she's got more high-tech equipment that I've been using, and and I was more of a third camera at this point. So I'm she's got another assistant that's doing the groomsmen and doing stuff up front, and I was kind of laying low in the back and helping her at with the bridesmaids and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's fun. I like it. I really need practice. Like I said, lighting is just all over the place. So it's like, you're inside someone's house, and then you're in a church, and then you're in a reception hall. It's all dark. So, and you're constantly in and out and changing, and I'm just not quick to think quite yet. So it's definitely been a complete learning experience. So, but that was Sunday, and luckily, actually, I only had to do half a day. Usually, the weddings go from first thing in the morning till, late at night. So, but I was only through the ceremony. So after the ceremony was over, I got to go home. So I got home, late afternoon, and spent the rest of the day with my family. It started to rain right when I left, and when I got home, we got the kids in their rain boots and umbrellas, and they got to play around outside, and they had fun with that. So they got soaked, but it was like 80, so it was hot. So it was, perfect time for them to jump around and play in the rain. And then on Sunday, we actually had to attend a wedding. So one of my friends from childhood got married, so we went to the wedding, took the kids, which was interesting. They did really well. I mean, we skipped nap. You gotta be really quiet for the ceremony and sit still. So they did pretty good. We pulled up some snacks and whatever, but I'll show some pictures while I'm talking too. The wedding was supposed to be outside, but of course it rained, so they had a backup plan, obviously, so thankfully. But we got to get all dressed up and go have fun. Lots of good food and 2 servings of dessert. 2.5 for me because, yeah, we got cheesecake and then we had the wedding cake. And when they served the wedding cake, they served chocolate cake, which, okay, fine. I like cake. But I like the white cake better. So then I'm walking out to use the bathroom, and on the table there's like a whole table full of cake, and lo and behold, there's white cake there. So I'm like, oh, I want to try the white cake. So yeah, I kind of want my friends to split a piece of white cake with me. So 2.5 just servings of dessert later. Yeah, I was feeling it last night. I'm just tired and my belly was full, and yeah, so. But the bride looked great, and we had fun. Kids did a lot of dancing, and just, yeah, had a good time. But by, like, 7:45, you know, we were going to probably leave at, like, 8. And, like, 1:45, the kids started jumping off the head table riser. So, you know, the head table's usually up on a higher level. So they kept jumping off and dive bombing, like, into the curtains. So, we decided to go. You know, it was a Sunday wedding, so I knew it was going to end somewhat early anyways, but at that point we're already past the kids' bedtime, so yeah, so it was fun. We had a good time, and we have another wedding to go to in September, so that was a little test run for the kids to see how they do, because they're invited to the next one too, so yeah, it was a full weekend, and yeah, we got home, it was like almost 9 o'clock, it was like 8:30, I think, by the time we got home, maybe 8:45, and yeah, the kids were just wiped out, so they promptly fell asleep, and husband and I just kind of lounged for a few minutes and then followed shortly after. So we all woke up pretty tired this morning and just kind of out of it. And this is actually take 2 of the podcast. I actually filmed it this morning and then afterwards realized I forgot things and just wasn't really happy with it. So yeah, sometimes you just need a do-over. And why do I film on Monday? I really don't know, because Mondays are always like that. I feel like I'm always kind of just out of it on a Monday, but you know, that seems to be the day I want to film my podcast, so here we are. The kids are usually in school in the morning, so that's when I do it, but I just didn't like it. So now they're upstairs, hopefully gonna take a nap. It's kind of quiet, so see if they nap today. So yeah. Oh, and as I showed pictures from the wedding, I kind of forgot that I kind of rummaged my closet yesterday because it was cold, so I wanted something to wear over my dress, and I kind of forgot that I made this. I've made this a long time ago, so, and I never really count this as my first sweater, but it kind of is. And that's certainly far from perfect, but this was called the Anthropology-inspired capelet, little half sweater, pretty much. And it was just, you know, I was red heart, super saver, white. Obviously, I did some weird things in the in the sleeves. I don't even remember how I constructed this. I know I did a double. I held 2 strands of yarn together. You know, and it's just it was a real standard. Yeah, that side had a weird string hanging out of the armpit. This one doesn't. The holes go all the way around, so however it was constructed. I don't even remember. I really don't remember. But I wore it for my baby shower when I was pregnant with Emily. And then I really haven't worn it since, and I didn't block it at that point too. And actually when I blocked something else, I was blocking stuff not that long ago, and I decided to block it because these little garter stitch edges were like curled in and funky. So yeah, it blocked out pretty nice, and I wore it yesterday, and it worked great. It kept me a little bit warmer, and it looked cute. So, and then, so what I do consider my first sweater is this, what I'm wearing. And this I actually just finished up at the beginning of the year, I think. Like November. So, it took me about a year to make. I had started it like the previous October. You know, picking it up and down. And then actually, it was done kind of cardigan style. So like down the button side. And what I ended up doing is sewing it on though. So if I did it again, I would obviously do it one piece. Because with the buttons kind of pulling, it just kind of, because it's form fitting, you know, so it kind of pulled apart, so it looked weird. So it's really, this is just decorative now because I sewed the thing closed. But I absolutely love it. I love the way it turned out. It fits nice, and I'm tall. If I stand up, I don't know if you'll see my head, but you know, it's nice and long. Sleeves are long, because that's the hugest thing I have with sweaters that you buy at the store. Unless I specifically get a tall style shirt, and it's never long enough in the torso, it's never long enough in the sleeve, so this is great. So anyways, this was called the Buttony by Katie Marcus. Oh, the other one was by Julia Allen. I don't know. Everything will be on the blog, show notes. And my blog is thecatladdie.blogspot.com. This was done with Bernay Alpaca Blend. It's a little itchy. I don't know if it needs to be washed again. It's hand wash only. So I don't know if I need to just soak it and try to wash it again. Because from what I've read, it gets a little softer each time you wash it. And it's very furry. Like the fur just kind of like just sticks out of it. So I don't think I'd ever use this yarn again, but it was like one of those things I wanted to use a wool or alpaca, but I didn't. But I was getting it from Joann's because I had like a gift card to spend and stuff, so my options were pretty thin, and it's a bulky. I wanted kind of the thicker because I wanted it to knit up fast, even though it still took me a year. And then another issue I had is when I did the first sleeve, and I had to figure out all the math on this. The pattern was very loose, and I had to look at other people's notes and kind of write out my own notes, which are half written on my Ravelry page, and I gotta finish. I still haven't finished transcribing from my notebook, to my Ravelry page as far as all my modifications, because I did have some shaping in here too. But I did one sleeve, and I decreased too quickly or something, and it was like really snug, and I was like, all right, it's fine, it'll be fine. So then I did the second sleeve, and I did it differently, and it came out so much better. So I ripped out the first sleeve and redid it. So I figured for something so big, a big project like this, my very first sweater, better to do it right. So really don't need to be wearing a sweater today, but you know, figured I would show it off. So, and it, like I said, it's cool outside. So finished objects, as I also showed off in my little cheesy opening, I finished my socks. Oh. So these are, I can put up a picture too, my waffle stitch toe-up socks. And yeah, I mean, I like tall socks, so they go up a decent amount. So those turned out pretty nice. I love the colorway was called Spring Fling. So that was fun. The striping was cool. My husband was even impressed with the way that they striped. So how did I do that? So those were done. I started them for the May knit along, and I started them on like May 20th or something, and I finished them up by like May 28th. So not too shabby. It took like a week, maybe even less, but so I got those done. They're a little loose, just a touch. Like I increased to 64 stitches, and I think next time I will increase to 60 or whatever, closer to 60, and see if that makes a little difference. And then, you know, I did do the 2 separate size needles, the 2.5 and the 2 1/4. 2 1/4 ones are a little better. I don't know if I will do the 2 at a time again, or if I should just do 1 at a time. Maybe I'll just try 1 at a time on the 2 1/4 and see how that works. Or if I should do 64 stitches on the 2 1/4 and 60 stitches on the 2.5. I don't know. I'll probably just do 1 at a time. So I am going to start another pair of socks soon, but we'll get to that in work in progress. So that was one. The other work in progress is of my forever work in progress forever mitered square blanket. Or no, okay, I'm doing finished. Okay, so my finished squares. I got squares finished in my forever work in progress. So the squares that I have finished are the black with the rainbow stripe. And then Actually, this, I had thought, last time I saw this blanket, you saw the 6 squares. And again, this is fisherman's wool, and this was all hand-dyed by me with food coloring or Kool-Aid. And so, last time I showed it, I had the 6. So since then, I have the rainbow square, which I had dyed with the rest of all this yarn, but I didn't realize I forgot to do it, so I found it at the bottom of my bag. So I did that one, and it's okay. It's a little murky, but it's alright. So when I dyed the second batch of yarn, I actually used some thickener, so I put xanthan gum in with the dye mixture, and it made it more almost gel-like. So it worked a lot better as far as keeping the colors from bleeding together. So I will definitely use that again. So for this, for this one, all the colors, there's no real bleeding in there, so the xanthan gum was really good for keeping the colors from spreading too much. And then I got the yellow with blue and purple half done. I guess it's not really a faux, but the yarn dyeing part is. And then a couple of the other dyed colors that I've finished I will show you too. And I will put pictures of the pretty hanks that I have up there because it's hard to tell sometimes from this. This one was really fun because this was like a pink, white, and blue. It reminds me of like those popsicles, the red, white, blue popsicles kind of, so that was cool. And then I did a pink with the rainbow stripe in it. So there's that one. I think that was it for the dyeing. So for the contest giveaway winner that I drew a couple weeks ago, she's gonna go with the black and the stripe. So for the scarflet, anthropology inspired scarflet, I seem to like the anthro inspired projects. So for some reason that capelet and then the scarflet, and they're all little lets, scarflet, capelet, whatever. So yeah, she's gonna go with the black and the stripe. So here was another little sample of that one. And actually it kind of turned out cool because it was like the perfect size for like striping. So, but yeah, this was just to see how it looked in the stockinette because the mitered square just kind of looks different. So it just makes it look totally different kind of. So, and that was garter stitch too. This is going to be more accurate representation of the scarflet. So yeah, there's that. Now as far as works in progress, oh, one more finished object, that's right. David's birthday is coming up. David's birthday is Thursday. And we're supposed to go take a trip to the aquarium. So we made him a shirt. We're not having like an official party. I'm having some family over in a couple weeks to kind of celebrate both the kids' birthday. But as far as like a kids' party or anything, we don't do anything that for David yet because he's only 3 and he's not going to remember and doesn't have like a lot of friends yet really. So there's his t-shirt, 3 fish, and this was just the iron-on, inkjet iron-on, so I just printed it off and slapped it on. So these are temporary shirts. I mean, they wear them like once, maybe twice, and then they're done with it. So yeah, but I can't believe he's already 3 this weekend, or this week. I gotta take his couch picture still with this little sign I do for my kids every year. We're going to take a trip to the aquarium. The aquarium's at the mall, so it's a little expensive for what it is, but we figured since it's a birthday party that it kind of makes up for it because it's something special. So, but it's like, it's at a mall. It's like it's called Sea Life. It's a chain, but, and it's kind of, from what I've heard from people that go there, it's designed for smaller kids. So, you know, everything's kind of low. There's a few hands-on experiences, and then at the end there's like a playscape or something they can play in, but it takes like a half an hour to get through it, and it's going to cost us like $80 or something. So, but it's for David's birthday. We'll get food at the food court, so some hot dogs or something for the kids. Maybe Daddy and I will get something better. That yummy Chinese they always have at the food court. So yeah, and another thing this week, and actually it's on David's birthday, is Emily's preschool graduation. Not sure how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. I mean, especially it's a daycare. It's not really an official preschool. So she's still gonna go to school the next day. So I don't know if it's kind of confusing. So you're like, you graduate and then she's gonna be there all summer. So it's not right. She's really like leaving yet. But it's cute. We'll get cake. Here I am, cake again. And it's, you know, it's gonna be a 10-15 minute little ceremony, and then whatever, I'll probably cry anyways because my little baby's growing up. And I have a baby, and I sent a picture, you know, of her as a baby that they're gonna do something with, and you know, I even think they have little cap and gowns and stuff. So I don't know. It'll be cute, and but it's on David's birthday, so I guess we're gonna probably do the aquarium either tomorrow or Wednesday. So the graduation's on Thursday. So this week's probably gonna go by kind of quick. A lot of things to do. I don't have to do anything for that. We just gotta show up. So let's see. That was everything. Oh no. That wasn't everything. Another thing I have finished, but I don't have because I gave it away as a gift. So it's another Beans the cat, and I took a picture of him before I gave him away. So my friend had to say goodbye to their kitty this weekend, so that made me a little sad. So I made a little Beans the cat for her and got a little heart on it and gave it to her today. It's actually Emily David's, one of Emily David's teachers at school. So yeah, I gave a little kitty for that. So I wanted to do something. If you follow me on Instagram, I had mentioned I was making something small and special. That's my small and special thing that I was making this weekend. So I finished that up. So yeah, finally got finished objects this week. So, and that's all the finished objects I have. Now, works in progress are never ending, right? I still need to make the sock blockers that I was going to make out of the plastic mat. I'm going to make them tall, so they're going to take up the whole mat. And again, this mat's going to be obnoxious, but whatever. It needs to be thick. So I will try to make a mini episode of that this week, actually, because I'd like to probably properly block the socks that I'm wearing. And then any other socks that I make. Speaking of which, I did have one issue with the socks that I made, is the heel. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel by Socks Therapist. Great pattern, I love it. It's really simple to do. But I always seem to have one issue. It's like when I close up the heel, I got a hole on the one side, just the one side. The other side was fine. So and in both socks, I got a little hole on the one side. I don't know if I didn't, and she mentions in the pattern you gotta snug it tight at that one spot. So maybe I really gotta snug it tight. I don't know, or because I've always been, you know, you're always told not to hold too tight unless it screws up you get lathering and whatever. So, but maybe I really gotta pull it tight. I don't know. So I will be working on another pair of socks, and I will see how it goes. But yeah, so I threw these socks in the washer and the dryer, which I wasn't supposed to put them in the dryer, but I kind of Googled it, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I throw that in the dryer all the time. So, well, what I've done is, since there was a hole, I went inside and I pulled up the excess yarn and I tied it in a knot. And I tied it twice, so I tied it in a knot and then another knot to make it snug. I did that with both. Well, apparently that wasn't snug enough because I took it out of the dryer and I had two gaping holes in the side. And so I had to find the ends of the yarn. The yarn had just completely come untied. 2 knots, okay? So it was like a regular tie, so it wasn't a knot and then a knot. So this time I took them and I did my overhand tie and then a knot and then another knot. So I'm probably not going to put them in the dryer again. I was just hoping they would kind of shrink up a little, which did a little. Not much. So obviously it can be dried. It's superwash. I knew I could wash it, so it was superwash. So it was just a Serenity. Premier Yarns, Jeffrey Norville. So I don't know. Blocking it's not going to shrink them either. So, but I will see what I can do. But they're fine. I'll wear them. They're for me. So that's a work in progress. Sock blockers. And again, stay tuned. I'll see if I can do a mini tutorial on putting those together, because I gotta measure my feet and trace them out, and then they're supposed to be custom to, you know, your feet, which again, I have awkward feet. They're huge and they're narrow. So yeah. That's that. So I don't know, maybe I need to go down to like 56 stitches, I don't know, but I'll try 60 and see how that works. I need to dye the yarn for the scarflet for the giveaway winner. I'd like to get that done and out of here soon. I don't want to keep her waiting too long. I know she can't use it now because it's not that cold, even though I'm over dramatic about it. It's not supposed to be cold. So, you know, as far as a scarflet goes, a wool scarflet, not really functional in the summer. So, you know, she's probably not going to need it till winter time. But I'd like to get that out of the way. So that needs to be done. So in the next day or two, maybe even today, and we'll see how I'm doing on time. Probably not, because I'll be editing this. So maybe tomorrow I will dye some of the black yarn with the stripe, and then I can get that going. I'm doing another knit along for June. The knit and chat socks. The pattern I'm doing is paw tracks, and I will put that link up. I don't know who it's by. But Sarah from the Canadian Knitter podcast had started doing that pattern, and I, of course, cat's adorable. Supposed to be a little cat paw prints kind of up the side of the sock, so it looked adorable. She had been using an actual yarn that was supposed to be, it was like blue something Siamese or something, I don't know, I can't remember what the yarn was, but it was a real pretty blue, like variegated and white, blue and white variegated yarn, but she got like partially through, and then you kind of lost the detail of the paw prints in there. So following her lead, I bought a solid, and actually after looking at all the projects on Ravelry, those have done it using a solid color, and you could really see the paws pop. Anyone who used the more variegated yarn, you couldn't really see it. So I will do the paw tracks in pink. I think a light color is even better too. So so this is for the month of June. So who knows? I may not start till like June 20th. But I got the yarn today. I got this after I filmed my first take of the podcast. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to Joann's. I'm gonna get stuff to show. So why not show it instead of talking about what I'm going to get. So this again is the Premier Yarns, Deborah Norville Serenity. Yeah, just a basic sock yarn. So that seems to be decent. So pink socks coming up next. And project bags. So I'm donating a project bag to the Knit and Chat June knit along. I'm still gonna make the one for me, so I gotta get these done. So there's the one for me with the brownish tan kitty cats. Just a brown kind of swirl for the inside. And then for the knit along, I haven't decided which pattern I'm going with, but it's another cat. I bought this in a bundle. It was a really cute bundle at Joann Fabrics. So we got the green one with the little kitties. And I really like this. I'm gonna have a hard time. Maybe I'm gonna keep one of those for me and then give away one of these. I don't know. I really like these. These are so cute. I didn't see this before. The pink one, the little kitty cats. I really like the sitting ones with the her little legs in front. Or her little paw. Yeah, her paw is like sitting in front. It's super cute. And then there's like the accent fabric. So we got pink paw prints, bright yellow, green, whatever. And then flowers. So I gotta wash all these. Do you wash your fabrics for project bags? I mean, I didn't for this one. And I mean, am I ever really gonna throw it in the wash? I don't think so, unless I really get it dirty. But you know, and then if I do, is something weird gonna happen? I don't know. So, but I did wash this because I thought, well, maybe I should wash it. So I washed the stuff. And now I feel like it's super wrinkly, and I ironed it. I even ironed it, and I don't know how to get all the wrinkles out. Like, how do you get all the wrinkles out? I've never been good at ironing, so I gotta re-iron that. But I'll probably wash these, especially since I'm giving them away, because if anyone does want to throw them in the wash, I don't want the fabric to get all weird from washing it. So, another thing going on is the Princess, was that Pretend You're a Princess or something, craft with Emily this weekend at Joann's. So I had to buy a crap ton of tulle. So of course I just bought all pink. She's not a huge pinky person, but she likes pink, and I don't know, it was just the easiest to buy. So got a bunch of tulle. We're gonna make a tutu, and then we're gonna make a wand, and then we're gonna make a crown. I had a project list that they gave me, and I couldn't find anything. I found the tulle, and I found the crown, even though this doesn't match the crown in the picture that they post for or they have in the flyer. But this is the crown they listed, so whatever. It's a crown, whatever. It's a piece of foam. And then they had the stick-on jewels, but I couldn't find them anywhere. And I asked the lady who worked there, and she had no idea. So I need to rummage through my stuff and see if I can find some fun stickers for her to decorate it with. And then the ribbon for her waistband, just pink. And then also I got ribbon for the project bag. So I'm not doing the fabric ties because this required a huge piece of fabric that a fat quarter wouldn't give me without seaming it into pieces, which would be yucky. So just some cream colored ribbon. That will just be fine. Just kind of standard. And I'm probably just going to do one big single pocket. I don't know if I can maybe do a smaller pouch to put inside. I don't know. Probably not. Probably just going to do a big pouch because honestly I feel like that just gets in my way and I just want to shove everything in there. The divider's okay, but I really don't need it, I guess. So I got 3 project bags I got to get moving on. Oh, and yeah, the 3rd project bag is going to go to one of you, maybe. Starting today, which I unlocked the threads on Ravelry. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. My daughter, of course, had to ask me the most random question. So this is why I try to do this when they're gone. But I write all these notes. Okay, you see, I have so many notes. But then I just go everywhere, and I just can't see. I don't know. Do I need like index cards I have to follow? I don't know. So, anyways, I'm hosting on the Ravelry group. It's so find me on Ravelry, the Cat Lady, and look for the Cat Lady podcast. And I'm having a craft along, which I'm calling a cat along. So instead of a knit along, instead of a crochet along, it's a cat along. Craft all the things along. So it's open to, and the theme is summer. So the summer cat along runs from June to the end of August, and it's open for knitting, crocheting, sewing, anything crafty, spinning. So if you want to spin like a fun summer themed yarn, that's cool. Sewing a nice tank top or dress, crochet a summer stuffy or market bag, knit a lacy shawl or pair of socks, you know, anything summer themed. And again, it's going for June, July, August because I don't like being under pressure and doing things in a month, even though a month should be long enough. But for something like a shawl or something bigger, maybe it'll take longer. So I kind of just wanted to keep it open for everyone. And I am the craft all the things lady, so I wanted it to be like just crafty. I know Ravelry is more, of course, crochet, knit, and spinning, so that's cool. But you know, if you're you got too many crochet and knitting projects going on and you want to sew something, then sure, okay, you can sew a project bag or anything, but as long as it kind of fits into the summer theme. So summer themed fabric, summer colored yarn. So, you know, and if you're my knit and chat buddies that are watching, and you're doing the sock knit along, feel free to enter your socks into here too, as long as if you're using like a summery color or if it's a lacy pattern. So I think one of the patterns is bubbles down the drain, which is kind of lacy, and if you do it in a fun like summery orange or yellow or pink or something, I mean, I'd even consider just a plain pink, because, you know, it's just more summery than it is, you know, like a dark blue or, you know, something dark orange and red that's like fall. I don't know. I'm pretty flexible. So this is the first time I'm doing this, of course. So there's a thread for questions and work in progress and everything if you have any questions or if you want to show what you're working on. And then there's the prize thread, which is for your finished objects only, no chatter. And I will draw a winner at the end of August from that. So I'm hoping to gather more people too. So by the end of August, hopefully I have a decent amount of entries to pick from. Prizes is still determined. I'm going to do a bag, so either one of the three. I don't know. Do you guys have one you like the best? I really want to keep one of these for me, so maybe I'll do this for Knit and Chat. And then one of these for me and one of these for you. So they're just, every time I look at them, they're just so cute. So anyways, they're all cats, so I can't lose, I guess. So yeah, and then maybe I'll see if I can put together some stitch markers, which I've dabbled. I mean, I haven't done much. Or if anyone has anybody that wants to donate something small to give away, that would be cool. Obviously, I'm still a very small podcast and I have a small following, but I will be happy to share, spread the word, promote your wares if you want to send anything to give away. And maybe if I find some fun yarn, or it's gotta be something that's, I don't want it to be, I gotta keep it like, you know, craft specific, so, you know, I guess, but it is Ravelry, so I mean, stitch markers are good, yarn's good, project bag's good, so, but even if you don't make something like fiber related, that's fine. But it is on Ravelry, so of course you are fiber related, so you'll get a fiber related prize. And also a credit for Ravelry. I'm thinking like a $5 credit for a pattern of your choice. So again, this incorporates, you know, your crocheting and knitting. I don't want to pick a pattern because everyone likes different things. So I figure I did a quick search at like the top patterns of shawls and hats and socks, and they're about $5. So I'd say a $5 credit to a pattern of your choice, and just tell me what it is and I'll gift it to you, and that will, I think that'll be a fun prize. I would love that, so, because I don't buy a lot of patterns, so I'd love to get a credit to just pick something out, so, even though I'd probably have a hard time picking it out. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of things I gotta craft. My plarn is just still sitting there. Still sitting here. And I need my knitting knotty back, so I'm gonna have to take it off. So I got too many other things going on to deal with the slowness of the plarn. So, but I made all this and it was fun to make. It really was fun to make. It's just not really fun to knit. And maybe it's just those needles. I don't know. So that needs to go. But I need my knitting knotty so I can wind out the yarn for the scarflets to dye. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to transfer that somehow, tie it off, and put it in hibernation for a while. I think it's gonna need to hibernate. Even though I was planning on using the bag for summer for like swimsuits, but whatever. So something else coming up is one of my first subscribers, someone found, I think she just found me randomly. I don't know, I never really asked how she found me, but we kind of interact more through Instagram than anything now, but her name is, and I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, but I think it's Izella. Suncountry915 on Instagram, and I think she's Suncountry on Ravelry. She is going to send me a spindle, a drop spindle. I'm super excited, and some fiber to go with it. And she also made me a YouTube video on how to spin. So I am super duper excited. And it's like so sweet. She said this was the first spindle that she had gotten and that she learned how to spin on. And I watched the first part of the video. I didn't have a chance to sit down and watch the whole thing, but I figure I'm going to watch a lot while I'm got the stuff in my hand. But she showed me a few samples of her first things she spun, and you know, how like they were all bumpy and stuff, and it was very encouraging, and just said keep at it, and it's obviously a big learning process. And so yeah, I'm very excited. So if you want to check out the video, and you can go, she's I think she's Suncountry915 on YouTube as well. I'll put everything in the show notes too, so, but you can check out the video she made just for me. So thank you very much. I'm very excited to get my package. I already checked the mail today, and I know she sent it on, I think, Friday, so it's probably not going to be here yet, but I don't even know if the mail came yet today, but I'll be stocking my mailbox for that. Also, I'm going to be purchasing some fancy yarn, as I call it, which is yarn that does not come from Joann or Michaels. So that's pretty much my fancy yarn. Sorry, getting a little phlegmy here. But from Love Knots, LUVNKNOTZ. Is that right? K-N-O-T-Z, yeah. Rachel. Hi, Rachel. She's got a podcast and it's called the Love Knots Podcast, but she also has an Etsy store. Again, I'm linking everything. So I'm just, but she's got some, and I'll probably show pictures of this yarn that I'm going to get because I love it. And I think she calls it unicorn poop. I never got into the unicorn fill in the blank, unicorn farts, unicorn whatever. But anyways, it's gray. It's like this soft gray with like a pastel rainbow. Again with the stripe, the rainbow stripe. I'm like, I'm hooked. It's like the thing. So anyways, I'm going to order that on sparkle base, so it's going to have a little sparkle to it. So it's kind of like my Bad Day sparkle. Same thing. That was the darkish, blackish gray with the rainbow stripe. So this is pretty much the same thing, except it's just gray and pastels. So I'm going to buy something from that from her. She gave me a coupon code to use, so I'm excited to order that. And then a ball of gradient colored. I don't know what color I'm going to pick. I have to pick one. But I'd like to make a shawl with it, so, but I like the whole turning from one color into another, so I gotta pick that out. So I'm going to hopefully do that today and place an order for that. So then I will continue to be stocking my mailbox for the next, whatever, 2 weeks or whatever, how long it takes. So, but check her out. She spins, she has some hand spun stuff she does, and she sells, and as well as the dyeing, the gradient dyeing, and some other fun stuff. So, and check out her podcast. She's really funny and fun to watch, so I think she's got a new one I gotta watch. I gotta catch up on my podcast. So speaking of which, I figured I'd share the podcasts I like to listen to. I know I've mentioned a few of them just in passing, but I got a bunch of catching up to do. So I'll be watching my podcast friends while I'm editing and uploading my podcast. So the ones that I like to watch right now are Two Tangled Skeins with Sue and Lynn, and again, I'm going to put all their information on the show notes because I don't have it all written down. So, but they're fun, and I'm so jealous that I wish I had like a knitting buddy that could podcast with me. I swear, if my friend Kelly lived closer to me, we would totally do this. So, so that's fun. So, and then there's the Canadian Knitter podcast, which I've mentioned frequently. I feel like every time I watch a video of hers, I pull something that I like out of her stuff and like, oh, I'm gonna do that. So like the paw prints thing I took from her, and then she's doing one of those she's doing the sock yarn mitered squares. So I'm like, oh, mitered squares, that'd be perfect for my dyeing, the yarn dyeing. So got that from her. So I'm just like her copycat apparently. So like I said, Love Knots, Rachel, and she's pretty fun. I like watching her. Stitching You and More with Amanda. She's cute and fun, and she does a lot of like cute little crochet stuffies, which I'm jealous of because I need to learn how to crochet so I can make some of these cute things. So she has this adorable little bear that she's trying to get a name for that I'm just like, I want to make those. That would be perfect for the kids too. So Dark Matter Knits, I've just tuned into her, and she's a lot of fun, and she makes some really cool things. Pretend It's a Plant, she's a new podcaster, and I met her on a video knit chat, and she's got a couple episodes, so check her out, Lisa. And then Dairyland Knits, Josh, he is a riot. He is just so funny and so fun to watch, and he only puts one up, I think, once a month. So yeah, he's great. So, and talented as heck. I mean, those lace work and the shawls and stuff are great. So what about you? Do you have any favorite podcasts to share with me? I'd love to check them out. There goes my daughter making the ruckus upstairs again, if you heard that. So with that, I think that's all I have for today. Hopefully I wasn't too all over the place this time. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was the first time around, so who knows? I don't know. So it is what it is. I am who I am. So hope you had a little fun watching me, and I hope you tune in next time. Please feel free to spread the word. Come join in on Ravelry and check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And I hope everyone has a good week, and I will talk to you later.